Hey everyone, blessings everyone. Let me turn this mic off. All right, should be all set. Hope everyone's doing okay. This is Pine Grove News Live, and it is exactly 6:00 p.m. here on the East Coast. And it's a little bit chilly, a little bit. Got an actual temperature of 6 degrees with a wind chill of -18. Very cold evenings thus far. It was colder this morning. It was -22. You could feel it in the way the battery in the car started. Almost, I prayed before I got out there anyway, so it was going to start. Usually, anything below 20 degrees, I don't know why, but my car door, the driver's side, does not lock once I open it. It does not lock again. So usually, about 5 miles to work, I am holding the door closed and driving with the other hand and having a cup of coffee and my morning cigarette. All on the drive. Yeah, figure that one out. I don't know. It's an old car. It's a Ford. What do you expect? But it gets me back and forth anything above 20 degrees. Actually, I've been climbing in the passenger side the past week with temperatures dropping now. So, well, everything's good. Everything's good. We're going to be okay. Yeah. Just love that song. Try looking for it again to play it. I have not found it. Let me go. Turn that music off. All right. And we are live on YouTube, I believe. Says that we are. And if you want to go and see it on YouTube, it's PGN. It's Pine Grove News, abbreviated, live. PGN Live on YouTube. So, just put it there so you guys can see this news as I go through it. And we've also got Mixler here that is broadcast throughout quite a few places, actually. And I also am recording from Screencast-O-Matic. And if anything ever happens to the YouTube channel, I will have a copy of this out on VMO.com/12pine, or you can go to my website, 12pine.com. I usually have it up within the hour. Yeah, the one that goes on my site is usually the quickest. I do that first. Actually, I do that second. Mixler is uploaded. It takes about 10 minutes to upload. If you wanted to listen to just the audio, Mixler show reels, it will be there 10 minutes after we're done. So let's go on. Let's get going. Let's see. These are updates because obviously I didn't do anything on the weekend. Don't usually. Of course, we had the storm on Sunday. It was a little weird. I went to bed. There was like 5, 6, I'd say about 5 inches of snow. Okay. Woke up in the middle of the night because I heard rain and sleeting. And I looked out on my back porch and I did not see any snow. So, in any case, there was snow when we woke up. And there was probably about 6 inches, maybe 7 inches. But it was this top layer that was all compacted. I mean, it could have been, 9, 12 inches of snow if it wasn't compacted during the night. So, in that case, we got out pretty light, but snowblower broke. The blades weren't turning fast enough, so the snow wouldn't come out of the chute. Whatever. I mean, it runs. Now I have 2 pieces of junk that run, but just don't turn the blades fast enough to shoot that snow out of the scoop. In any case, I had to shovel all that. I had to break it up into little chunks like ice cube, like breaking off pieces of the Antarctic. I mean, yeah, they were pretty big pieces. It took me about 2.5, 3 hours. Missed, missed part of the first game yesterday. So here we have from the watchers. Try to do some weather, but we got this. What is this? 2 dead after very strong shallow. This was the earthquake off Chile. Happened over the weekend. 6.7. It's almost normal now, right? To get a 6 plus over the weekend. This is. I mean, we were counting that. I guess it was in the summertime. It was like every other weekend, but we would definitely get earthquakes 6 and higher both days on the weekend. These things are becoming more and more frequent, people, and they're going to get bigger and bigger. You know about the birth pains, right? We must go through those. Now, I've been, studying a couple things about the rapture, and in the Bible. I got one person telling me in my ear that there's more than one, and of course, I didn't read it until today. It is in, I believe it was Mark. Where was I reading it again? Mark chapter 9 or 10, I think. Well, it actually talked about another rapture, another taken away. Those. But anyways, I mean, it could be part of the first one. But my opinion is that my opinion is there's only one, okay, and it's going to be before the tribulation. Now, I used to believe that we are going through tribulation. This is tribulation, but it's not. I've learned that we can go through much, much more, and we may not, but some people will be going through much more. That 7 years of tribulation we're talking about. So I believe that, the Bible does tell us that we are in the time of sorrows. I don't know if that's the same thing as Jacob's trouble, or whether that has something to do with the tribulation. I don't know, but a lot of people are going to be raptured away before the tribulation. The dead in Christ will rise first, and then those who are left. Now, see, that's my problem. Those who are left will meet Jesus in the air and will forever be with him. But there also talk about people that are left during the tribulation that he's going to come back and get again. I did read something about that. Now, I obviously may be reading it wrong. I'm just a newbie in studying the Word. But in any case, I don't believe in, I'm not going to argue with anybody about a pre-trib, a post-trib, or a mid-trib. I'm not going to argue with anybody about a flat earth or round earth, okay? It's just senseless. There's no point to it. It's useless information. It doesn't matter. You don't know when it's coming. You have no idea when it's coming. He gives you signs. He talks about that. I believe I was reading it in Mark 2. It might all be in Matthew and Luke 2, maybe. Definitely in Luke, because I read Luke first, and now I'm back at Mark. And it talks about, the I think it's a fig tree, the branches, when they become soft, and when summer is nigh, then look for your redemption, your salvation, whatever. But he also tells us to pray that it's not in winter. So somebody's got to, I got to figure that one out. I mean, I can't figure it out. I got to let, the Holy Spirit tell me in his time. And he always seems to give it to me, or, I'm sure he gives it to you when you need it, not just when you want it. It's not always going to happen when you want to hear it. Believe me, it's not. He'll make you wait. Yeah, you're going to learn patience. But in any case, in the meantime, we're here. We're here to go on no matter what happens. He does not tell us to be idle. He tells us to, keep going. Keep standing, keep busy, so to speak, that we're not to be just sitting around waiting. First of all, we're supposed to be learning. We're supposed to be finishing the commission. Then it depends on what Bible you read. I mean, I was reading. See, I like to read eSword, which is the King James version. Of course, they have other versions, but when I put it on my phone, it ends up being a King James Light, King James version Light, and just by calling it Light, it changes a couple things. And I wasn't too happy with it, but I can understand the difference. So, what was one thing that I was thinking of that definitely was changed? Which is maybe why I'm making the mistake that maybe there is, another rapture later on. But it says that, in Revelations, it talks about, the angels, during the harvest, the angels are going to come back and collect the wheat, the elect. Those people are still on the earth because all these things that are going on the earth during the tribulation time, he says that he's going to cut it short, and he does cut it short for the sake of the elect, or else all flesh would die. So something else goes on after this rapture, after this first rapture, when the dead rise in Christ. The dead who are not in Christ, they don't rise, not until the very end. And they will be judged then, like everyone will be judged. In any case, probably lost everybody, but that's okay as long as one, gets it. Well, then the Lord's, the Lord's word will not return void. That's all I can say. He's put it in me to say it. I basically most of the time do not know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, let's go on. Australia, here we are again, back to Australia. Australia heat wave. It's producing mass animal deaths, and roads are melting. Yeah, go figure that. Yeah, you were amazed when the roads were melting in Yellowstone, right? And the buffalo were running in the opposite direction. Or maybe it was the elk, or maybe it was both. Temperatures reaching, record highs again. The doctors warned people about the heat stress. Of course, why you got to be reminded about that? Can't you figure it out that your body is, is going into some kind of fit? You need to drink water. And in those days, man, you just, well, they tell you, not only, yes, some people tell you you could drink too much water, but I guess you got to replace the electrolytes or something like that as well. Some people, will say, well, have a salt tablet and keep drinking the water. But because I've drinking enough water in one day to the point where I couldn't take any more and I didn't feel very well. From drinking the water, there was no more water was going to quench the thirst that I had those particular days. I already drank my fill. It was time to get out of the heat at that point and stay out. Cool the whole body down. So Australia's notched 5 of its 10 hottest days on record amid the Syrian heat wave. One town in New South Wales recorded a nighttime low temperature of 39.9 degrees Celsius. And I went looking for the Celsius scale, okay? That's pretty hot. I'm going to show you something else too. This one right here. This is from Big Wobble. Temperature humans should not have to endure. North and South Hemisphere temps higher than 100 degrees Celsius, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. As far as heat and cold waves continue. I mean, look at these extremes. These poles are all messed up. This one is, if it was North America, it's down here now. I mean, it's not supposed to be down by Florida. Now, I've seen Florida have cold days where their, oranges were spoiled, and so there went the price of orange juice, whether it was manufactured or actually happened. Who knows? Don't know for sure. Was in the news, certainly. That's how they put it out there so that you could pay the higher prices. And we are certainly not going to pay those higher prices if nothing happened. What's the reason for the higher prices besides greed and power? You know? Yeah, 48.3 degrees Celsius down in the land down under. Now, this is what I was looking at. This trying to get a conversion chart. Yeah, I didn't like. This is what they gave me. All this crap to choose from. I have no idea. See what it means. 100 degrees Celsius, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So if that was 50 or 40, what was it? 40, 48.3. Guess we can go up here. Yeah, if you go 48, it's almost 50. So yeah, about 120 degrees Fahrenheit. In there in the north, minus 57. Let's see, minus 57 would be almost, that would be minus 76. Man. Yeah, well, I've heard some places have temperatures like that all the time. But I mean, you're talking about Death Valley in a desert, I guess, and up there in the north somewhere. There in the polar region. But in any case, okay, I guess you figured that scale out with me because didn't get it before. So, a couple things going on with Israel. I don't have much news, and believe me, there was nothing really worth reporting out there. There's a lot of stuff that I don't put on here. Some stuff you really do not want to see on here. No, you don't. I do know how to go and get the videos of, Clinton and what's her assistant there, Abu Humperdine or whatever it is, Humperdine, Wiener's wife or ex-wife, the one's in prison now. I can go get the videos, supposedly, of somebody saying that they're there on the dark web and get these videos of these two people supposedly murdering a child. And I probably, should have just kept my mouth shut, but it's been out there. It's been out there for a while. And but I'm not going to put that kind of news on here. It's not news. It's just what proves the point that they're this elite, these politicians. They're just there's something else. They're just they constantly they lie for a living. They cheat and they steal and they do a lot of things for the money first and then for the power afterwards, because money breeds that kind of thing. Have you ever had money? You ever had money and just started thinking about the money? What you gonna do with it? How much can you buy with it? Should we invest it? It just consumes. It can consume you. I've had money, lots of it briefly. When I got a lump sum from my back injury, I had it was either $43,000 or $53,000 in cash. Yep, got a check from my lawyer, went right to the bank, and got it all in cash. Even had the teller ask me if I needed somebody to walk me out. I said, no, I don't think so. Do I? Yeah, hid that cash, for quite a few weeks, I guess. Spent a lot of it. Kids had a great Christmas that year. And we basically just blew it. Yeah, paid off some bills and blew it. All right, so I'll get off that little box of mine and get back to this. I don't know what this has to do with anything in Israel, but maybe nothing at all. Somebody was trying to correlate these two ships that are on fire in the KERCH Strait had something possibly to do with Israel. striking Damascus, and then Syria firing into the Golan Heights. I don't have if it has anything to do with it at all. But I'm just putting it out there because, you don't normally see two ships. And somebody, Hal Turner show anyway, the radio show, torpedoed, question mark. Okay, there's a lot of speculation here, and I'll show it to you. Two large tanker freighter vessels. Okay, first of all, he doesn't know what kind of vessels they are, so he calls them tankers or freighters. They're on fire in the Kerchy Strait between Crimea and Russia as of 11:18 a.m. Eastern Time on January 21st. That was today. Images of one ship burning suggests the vessels may have been torpedoed. One way to get, stream news to yourself, get clicks, right? May have been torpedoed. I heard earlier that there were, I'm not sure where that was. I thought it might have been over Italy area where apparently two ships crashed together and there were migrants on it. And quite a few migrants died. There was only one or two, maybe three survivors. I don't know if that's these ships. We just got to pay attention to all this. Or we don't. One of the vessels was clearly rocked by an explosion. Well, somebody was probably smoking a cigarette down in the boiler room, and just blew up the ship. There was some leak, Boom. Why not? I could speculate too. But in any case, maybe I'm just got this thing out here so I can pick it apart. Allegedly struck by a blast, may have been torpedoed. Why put out the news if you don't know anything about it? Except this is a picture of what appears to be a ship or some kind of platform on fire. Okay. Any case, I don't know where he, fact checks his news. I mean, I don't fact check mine really, but sometimes I do. There's more from Voice of America. Two ships catch fire in the Black Sea. 10 sailors dead. Okay, we'll see if it mentions anything in here. Two Tanzanian flagged commercial vessels caught fire. Commercial vessels. Yeah, like freighters. Okay, so in the Black Sea, leaving at least 10 dead. Russian officials said Monday 7 sailors were missing. Said the fire erupted while fuel was being pumped from one tanker to another. Blaze also spread from one ship to the other, prompting the crews to jump overboard. So here you go, people. This is another story of the same two ships. No torpedo. Oh, don't worry about the torpedoes. It's not a torpedo. Yeah. This is not the first time that, and you'll see another story as well, where oil, you wouldn't think is flammable. I don't know. You'd have to think about that, people. Because some people say that oil is hard to light on fire. It's not like gasoline where it's refined. And I don't know the science behind it, but I have been told that oil is not that easy to, it's not like, I don't know, can you create a spark big enough to start an oil leak on fire? Well, something like that happened here when they're transferring the oil between two ships. And also this big story here from Mexico. Mexico pipeline explosion over the weekend. Death toll climbed to 73,000. Now, these people, here's 89 dead now. Pipeline fire climbs. Okay, now it was illegally tapped, so people were trying to tap into this pipeline illegally, and somehow or another, it blew up. Now you got two oil claiming some kind of transfer of oil, whether it be legally or illegally, causing fire. Now that kind of makes me think that, yeah, it is pretty easy to start oil on fire. I know I've kind of experimented when I was younger, and they're not good experiences because, people got hurt. One person anyway. Like a kid, a boy, you go out there, because there was three of us kids there, three guys, boys. You spill out a little bit of gasoline, you have it in a little coffee can cup, you spill out a little bit, and then you light it on fire, see how long it takes to burn up. Stuff like that. I don't remember doing that with oil. If oil was that flammable, we'd probably be doing it with oil. I mean, you see, there's oil everywhere, either through cars leaking or other things. And yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what to tell you. But here's two incidences right there. Two ships, and now this pipeline on the border. They had an astonishing 14,894 such illegal taps have been found in 2018 alone, an average of about 41 per day. Wow. Yeah, maybe another reason why we need the wall, huh? Could that be a reason why Mr. Trump, well, there's reason enough, but I can't imagine being lit on fire, having oil poured all over you, and going off, and your job now just a human torch. Hidalgo was the state with the highest number of such taps, and that's where it happened. And I don't know how to pronounce that, but Hulapan, Hidalgo State, Mexico. That happened on the 19th. That was Saturday. Yeah, big thing. All right, so, and now you do know, I hope you do know that now America is the #1 exporter of oil. Exporter. Remember back in, I don't know if you do remember back, I don't know how old you are, but I can remember back in the 70s, late 70s. They actually had odd even days at the gas pumps. There was some kind of shortage. And then that's when I think they started, saving a reserve. And I believe we still had a reserve back then, but yeah, I remember the odd even days. I couldn't go on an even day if you had an odd number plate on your car. That's how they did it. I think it was in 78 or 79. But in any case, and we've come to the point, because we struck, there was a report of a pretty big well or wells that were struck in Texas again. So we're exporting oil. We've been buying it from people, from the Saudis, from whoever else we can get our hands on it and just stockpile it somewhere. But we have our own oil. We're all set with oil. Oil is has been a big ingredient in America's bid for supremacy, I guess. They go into a country, everyone says that, oh yeah, they're going over there for oil. Remember when they went over to Iraq? They're just there for the oil. There was no weapons of mass destruction found. They just wanted the oil. And you remember that? That guy Hussein lit all those wells on fire. Talk about hell, man. You remember the pictures? I got it right in the forefront of my head right now. Just a big skyline with these black tornado looking like pillars going up in this pitch black sky. It was just eerie, very eerie. So President Trump, I hope you heard about this over the weekend too, because I thought it was kind of funny. I really did. I thought she got her due, and she deserves it, because she's trying to take this this country down. She wants to impeach Trump and move in her and Hillary. So anyway, so you heard about this, right? Nancy Pelosi wasn't going to let President Trump speak on his president address. You know, that address that he normally does, State of the Nation, whatever. How she has the right. She's only Speaker of the House, I guess. Seniority Speaker, whatever. How can she stop the president from performing his State of the Union address? Somebody explain to me that one. I mean, wow. I mean, and then what was the whole point I'm trying to make here is you know what Trump did after that, right? Pelosi and their little all the other Democrats that are, while everyone else, these 800,000 people aren't getting paychecks. Okay, they're out in Puerto Rico on the beaches having a good time. Then they come back from that. And now they're going to go on, I don't know if it was a 7-week tour that they were going over in overseas somewhere. They were going to take military transports and really live it up, man. They were spending a lot of our dime. This is our money being used by these people. Okay? This is our money. And so President Trump, while they were on the bus, I guess on the tarmac, going to the planes, Trump called it off. He said that they can't use military transports, that they're not allowed to use them. It's shut down, something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. I can't remember. It was 2 days ago, Saturday, I guess it was Sunday when it happened, but Saturday when he came out and made a speech. But it was really funny. They kept driving on the tarmac. They were so ticked off. They were trying to call people, call Trump, and get this thing fixed. So now they can't go. But Trump did say that they could still go. They could still go do what they were supposed to do, but they're not using military transports. Yet Trump said that they can fly commercially. And so I don't know if they did. I mean, this was the other day. Today's Monday. And I don't think they're going to fly commercial. I don't think so. So I thought that was well played and well deserved. I mean, this lady, I got this on my PC, but didn't have time to get it switched over to the laptop. But there is an article out there in the Investment Watch blog.com. An article in there from January 12, 2019. President George W. Bush signed the 2006 Secure Fence Act for a border wall. Where's the $50 billion? Where's the fence? Both of them are missing. These guys, these Democrats were all on board, okay, to get this wall. And it's a fact. I mean, Trump is not telling you that, and these other Republicans are not telling you that just because, they just like to continue to lie. It is a fact. And right now, I think they should be looking for where that $50 billion. And Trump only wants $5 billion, 5.6, whatever it is. And they've already okayed $50 billion for it back in 2006. Yeah, good point. Where is that money? Or how about the other money that was in the Trade Center? Okay, that well, the records for where that money was and how whatever was in Building 7, which came down by itself, under controlled demolition, because that's where all the paperwork and other stuff that you can trace this with. I think it was with $1 trillion, man. Giuliani, he was already set up on some pier somewhere at another destination with much better equipment, supposedly, for this what do you call it? What the Navy normally does is these maneuvers, practicing. They were practicing a 9/11 maneuver the day of the 9/11 Twin Tower explosions, takedowns, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Somebody ought to be interrogating Mr. Giuliani, Mr. New York there. All right. A couple more things and we'll get out of here. Record number of migrants sent back from Germany to EU countries in 2018. So that's what Germany said they were going to do, and they started doing it. This signed it, the Dublin regulation, that's what they call it. Urkel just passed a law which allows for refugees to be sent back to the country where they first entered the continent, is being put into practice more effectively or efficiently, although it remains an irritant for migrant entry points like Hungary, Greece, and Italy. So Germany deported 8,658 asylum seekers to the other EU countries. Yeah, you take them. They did that in November. Well, in any case, yeah, they're all filled up. Yeah, I think the German got enough of that. Urkel telling the people there, the residents, make room in your own house for these immigrants. That's what she told them. They had to do that. I've seen many interviews with residents in Germany, complaining, yeah, I got to give up my house now for these immigrants. Some of them actually had to move out. Whatever. And this is from IntelliHub. I'm going to check into this, I guess. Oh, as reported by Infowars. Okay, I should have looked a little further. I don't trust Infowars. Roger Stone, deep state plans to remove POTUS Trump, Vice President Pence, and install Pelosi and Hillary in a coup. Guess it's this soft coup that's continually going on. Well, they better hurry up before, one or more or all the Democrats who are purposely keeping this government shut down because of their political agendas. Yeah, they simply just do not want Trump to get a win for this because he might be reelected with it. And I'm telling you, if they ever do anything like that, and that happens, if the president is assassinated, you're going to see. You think the country is in trouble now? Yeah. It won't happen, though. He's protected. You got the, what do you call them? Truth oathers. Anyways, that's another story. All the ones that, people are worried these days that this martial law, if it ever comes, or the state of emergency, which is the same thing, basically, that comes. Wow. You know what I was talking about? Martial law, POTUS. Yeah. There would just be an uprising. But I was talking about the military. The military, these oathers. And there is a video that I put out there in one of the last 4 videos that I've done anyway. I included a clip of another video that said that there's 10 things that the U.S. government or U.S. military will not do. And a lot of them is they will not take your guns. They will not take your lives, American lives. No, they have an oath to protect America and American lives. And that's what they plan on doing. I don't remember what the other 8 were. Should. If you want that video, I'll go look for it. It's a good video. What do we else got here besides Mr. Musk here? I don't know. This guy thinks he's in a, in a hologram all by himself. Thinks that, everyone else might be too. It's just, I've heard other people say that before. That is just some weird thinking. Hologram, seriously? I'm not going to go into that either, but think about it. Everything that is made is basically light, photons. But anyways, Americans, 82% of them are right to think artificial intelligence is more harmful than helpful. That video that I put out the other day on Facebook from the prophecy conference, what's his name? Billy Crone, in a Jan Markell prophecy conference thing. Listen to that video. It's a 58-minute video. It'll tell you exactly where AI can take us. And if you don't think that Hollywood doesn't tell you about these things, we've talked about this before. Okay, even those Terminator movies. I mean, look at some of the stuff that we're making. At least the things that they're showing you. What about the things that they're not going to show you? Things that they're showing us, they're already at least 20 years ahead of that. So if you don't think that they have AI soldiers, these robotic, whatever, AI soldiers, guess again, they have them. Killer robots. Yeah, so. And Musk agrees. He says that AI is dangerous. I've seen him mention it a couple times. He says it's like opening a key to it's like opening the abyss. Anyway. Seen a lot of movies about, computers taking over. I don't know what this is. I started listening to this guy and it just irritated me, so I stopped playing it. Facebook is terrible and dying. And that may be true. Is Zuckerberg trying to build cringy meme platform? Building something else? Oh, now that Facebook has been fined by quite a few people already for editing, or what do you call it? Using their what do you call them? Allograms. That's not the word I'm looking for. Anyways, here, France hits Google with the record 50 million fine euros over forced consent data collection. I mean, that's all these sites are. There was talk out there a long time ago that these were CIA sites just to collect data, and they may have well been formed with that in mind. Facebook, number one. Yeah. Then you got Google. You got YouTube. You got quite a few things. Yeah, I mean, there was no reason to take down my 2 channels, and they did. And they did it within 1 week. And you remember that story, though. I got 1 strike for a community guideline, something. And then I was on probation for that one. And then by the end of the week, they had given me 2 strikes for the first one, gave me 3 strikes right away for the second channel, and eliminated that. And put my other one in limbo for, 60, 90 days. But before a couple days was up, that one was gone too. Some kind of, format was made to eliminate these things. Anyways, find. Yeah. I don't know anything about this, okay? Wasn't going to put it out there. These people I go to quite a bit, end time headlines. how true this is. I hear a lot about it, a lot about stuff like this. And I don't know why I'm showing it to you now, really. But something that I will let you know one time, and then I'm not going to tell you again. There's no sense of making, I'm not, this is not any kind of fear porn whatsoever. Okay? And if it's fearful to you, then you need to go seek Jesus. Because if you seek him, all that fear will go away. If you know what his purpose is, if you know who he is, you won't have any fear. You won't have the fear like this. You know where you're going. We've all got to go anyway. We all live our lives. We were born and then we go. And it's just a fact of life, man. That's it. So why? Yes, I feared it at one time too. At least feared that I'm wasting all this time on Earth and there's no real purpose. Okay, but I prayed. I prayed a lot about that. Why bother having me? I don't want to continue to go on anymore. Basically, is what I said. If I don't have some kind of purpose, because what's the sense? I'm just living here to live here and to go through, sometimes terrible things that we go through during life, all of us. And once you understand that, once you pray to God for that, he will answer you. He answered me. Took a little while. It's still taking some time. And it'll probably take a lot more time. I don't fear about these things anymore. Okay? I don't. I don't fear death. I fear maybe how I'm going to go, if I go in a violent way. I'd rather go in my sleep, dreaming or just, that's basically, what death is. It's like going to sleep and you don't know that you're asleep until you wake up, and you wake up to, maybe a light dream or something like that. But that's what death is. It's just sleeping, man. And for most people, when they die, they're immediately in the arms of Jesus, and they're with him in paradise, hopefully. Yeah, so people getting transfusions, and it's not just transfusions, but it's transfusions of younger people's blood. I mean, that's the one thing the Bible says to stay away from. You don't mess with the blood of other people. You don't do that mixing. In any case, there's a lot of people doing it. $8,000. I'm not even going to go into the other ones that I was talking to my brother from Northern California from. And yeah, I just want to say hello to my real brother, who's with his wife Candy and their two dogs, driving across the country for a few years now. Anyway, I want to say hello to him. He said that he was listening and gave me a few tips. Probably already forgot them. I know one of them was coughing in the mic. Yeah, I can imagine how irritating that could be with somebody. And I don't know, something about this room. Every time I go past 30 minutes talking, my nose gets all dried up. But anyways, China is still going to make those meteor showers. And they're going to launch them, hopefully, it's planned for the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2020. They actually launched a rocket which set up miniature satellites, which, when they trigger it, will trigger something. We'll shoot something down into the atmosphere. And they're talking about plasma when it hits the atmosphere, creating these different colored meteor strikes. But it's not really going to strike in because it's just burning up in the atmosphere, making it look like, fallen meteor. They must have all kinds of money, to just go up there and do this. Because a lot of countries who host these Olympics, man, they They don't, whether they're a poor nation or not. And normally, because what is it? Who was it? Wasn't it Venezuela that did it the last time? All kinds of threats during that Olympics. In any case, that's it, folks. Keep watching for the, keep watching your bank accounts. Keep watching the stock market. I'm going to leave this article with you, too. Okay, this is from wealthwave.com. I don't even know how I got it. I think it just showed up. West Group expert. Has the next financial crisis already begun? I think we've been in the financial crisis for a long time. I don't care what the mainstream media tells you. Everything's fine. Everything's good. While my friend, while Word Watchman continually tells me about all the job losses and all the businesses that are closing, Trump continues to say that there are more jobs more now than ever. Okay? Well, that's good. I hope one of them, I hope it's true. But got two Americans right here who get data from other places, and that's not what we're finding. All right, with that. All right, everyone. It's Monday. Yep, I got to do my second shift tomorrow, and I'm not on tomorrow anyway, or Thursday. See you Wednesday. Hopefully, yeah, we'll have some better news, right? Anyways, everything's going to be okay. It really is. The more things get messed up, the closer we get our king coming back. Yep, he's coming back, and he's going to get us. Going to leave all the people here who are corrupt and don't care, and they'll go through whatever they have to go through. It's going to be hell on earth. So with that, blessings, everyone. Make sure you keep in touch with your family. Keep close ties. Keep phone numbers. Keep addresses. And, first and utmost, forgive each other. It's not really worth being angry and mad with people. It just creates stress. And, we're all sinners. So let's just forgive each other. We're all sinners no matter what. You're not any more perfect than the other person. You're not any worse off than the other person either. God bless everyone. Peace out.